Yeah, I'll stay up and fart around with the Google thing, and I'll go to bed when I go to bed. You know, when you connect to David Rockefeller, who set up an extensive surveillance system in order to keep American industry and economics safe from internal destruction and external uh, stealing and whatever, right? Now, unless you're Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or Jeff Bezos, right? They have videos my dad has from the fucking NRA out on this shit, right? When you sign a contract for media to be in your house to sign a thing, right? You got to understand those things can, the AWACS can, when it does a sortie over your town, okay, it could do a diagnostic on a house, get the mouse under the fridge and do its heart rate and its, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of extent some of that equipment has. It's very unhealthy for human beings. But what's good for General Motors is good for America. Oh, Archie, right? So when you got people that Rockefeller can't stand, and that's people that believe in Jesus, the God in their head, believe in a cartoon book given to you by a murdering bank called the Vatican, okay? That tells you stories that are not true to get you to believe in things that are not true. So you'll do things that are crazy. So you think you got a magic reward, a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? He hated that shit. It was like my grandfather, Philip Sheridan Murphy, right? My grandfather also killed people for an extortion gig and killed God because it sucked when he was 15 years old, right? It happens like that after you've murdered your first 200 people or so that you don't want to murder because you don't hate the people you're killing, but you hate the people that are telling you to kill them. You have a capacity to go insane and then declare yourself an atheist and kill God and hate the world and just want, when you die, you just don't ever want to see this place again. All right, that's my grandpa. David Rockefeller is my grandpa, Philip Sheridan Murphy, real well, right? And so, you try to explain to people, okay, David Rockefeller had extensive surveillance on me. I was the most studied person in the history of the world because of my life story and so much religious documentation. All right. I am one of the best people in the history of the world. And then everybody thought, well, he's only being a good person because we're watching him, which is not true. Because when Sierra Vista, when they were trying to show me you can get away with having sex with a 12-year-old if you work at Fort Huachuca and you're part of Homeland Security or DARPA or the NSA. If you're one of us, you get to do what you want. Join us. Be a financial advisor to the very wealthy. Help us kill off all the bad people that are self-righteous hypocrites and trying to undermine our natural desires as natural human beings. When a girl hits puberty, if she wants to have sex with whichever man she chooses, she should be able to. That's only natural. It's been that way for tens of thousands of years. Okay? These hypocrites tried to take away those opportunities because they want to manipulate people with their delusions of goddom in their head. And you're like, this stuff is really too intense and too creepy for me to handle, right? It's like, what am I doing here? Right. So David Rockefeller's people know if you're homosexual and you pray to Jesus to help you through being homosexual. David Rockefeller's people know if you and your wife discuss how to try to get a hold of somebody's property after they're dead. David Rockefeller's people, okay, know what you're thinking through the brain activity, through the AWACS, who turns you on, who you want to have sex with, and who you're masturbating about when you look up what you're masturbating online in the bathroom. When your stepdaughter's there, or your niece is there, or whoever's there that you want to have sex with, but you just can't get the job done because you're not a high-ranking official in the Quorum of the 12, the Vatican, or the Temple Set Illuminati, or the Freemasons, right? Okay. So it sucks. And so you explain this over and over to people for 15 fucking years since June of 2009 on fucking YouTube and then Facebook, and now only on YouTube because they kicked me off Facebook because I told the Temple Set Illuminati publicly in front of everybody to go fuck themselves with their money and eat Pop-Tarts, right? Lord's Prayer, all or nothing at all, right? And I'm this evil person trying to replace their killing comic book character from the Vatican, which is the one organization in the world that made the most money off of genocide in the history of the world. Okay? That's why that priest that arranged that genocide deal with Mussolini won the Nobel Prize. God. And if a robot wins a Nobel Prize, it's because people that are willing to murder over money to maintain a status quo will build a robot that does it better than them because it never sleeps. Right? 60 Minutes? I'd like to know why there's so many names for women's breast. You know, like jugs, gazabos, bazungas. Okay? And why breasts like this, Christy Brinkley with black things over her boobs, and bribes like this, National Geographic with black women dancing and their boobs bouncing all over us, can be seen on TV. And then my mom comes into the room, and I'm sitting there going, Mom, Joe Piscopo's cracking me up here, Ma. I was going to go masturbate to Donna Summer's Love to Love You Baby after this, Ma. You're really putting a lot of ice water on my buzz there, Ma. Could you go to bed? And she's standing there in her curlers, and her purple robe laughing her ass off, right? Like, I liked Mormon Mom better, Mom. Get out of here. Funny. I was laughing my butt off. I had to laugh. It harshed my buzz. It did, but it was, it was a really fun, special moment. My goofy ma, she's cute. I miss Mary Poop. Of course, anybody in their right mind would miss their mom. Harry and Charles and Willem get, their grandma, who was a business partner with genocidal operators, to have 87 palaces, right? And she had the same cancer, but she wasn't killed because of economics by her physicians, right? Oh, pork barrel spending orgy. What's good for General Motors is good for America. Oh, we need another factory in Detroit. No. We need 1 million black people to show up, so we need to open a Colonel Sanders and a Popeyes. Okay. Thanks, Paul Land. Hollywood Squares. All right. Do you understand? Do you see what's happening in your life? Do you see what you become? We know where we're going. We know where we're from. Okay? Movement of Jah people. Okay? Give us another brother Moses. Gonna cross the Red Sea. Okay? Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Are you satisfied with the life you're living? Do you still believe in that cartoon character you call Jesus in your head? Or do you believe God's omniscient, omnipotent, and the Messiah is the 13th, 22nd, and Redeemer? The 13th and 22nd, and Redeemer me. It's a difficult responsibility. Ratkin and Bass, and the Leprechauns cross Miss Gold, and the Pinocchio Christmas too. And come, they told me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. A newborn, yeah, and then I smiled at him. Him and his drum. Okay, guys, you can play the drum. You can ask for money. It ain't gonna work. What can I have no gift to give that's fit to give a king. So I played my drum for him. I played my best for him. Then he smiled at me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Buddha smiling face. Do I look like the Shroud of Turin? Kiss us, maybe. I don't believe this crap about the Shroud of Turin. Nah, I think it's just an artist representation to get mooks to buy into putting more money into the Bank of the Vatican and go see the museum. Well, they're not living the Lord's Prayer and they're not standing up for it, so I don't buy into it. Well, because money's not real, but the Christ faith and love and eternal kindness and courage of faith is. So I believe in the Lord, but I don't believe in shake your money maker, because you don't need to make money. Just shake your rump to the funk and then get along with a guy who loves you and deserves to be loved, and give me that good love. Somebody rocking, knocking the boots. Don't cry, H-Town. There's always next year. Money's not real. Lord's Prayer is. And basketball is better when you're living the Lord's Prayer. Okay? So don't hang in there. Storm the gates of heaven with a big Love is a rush to my senses. Elijah Goury. Went and Felder album. Very good. Give it a try. She has a wonderful voice. I'm defenseless. All right. Peace.